Hello and very warm welcome to Amish Shakil 5858. I am Amish Shakil. Following are the news headlines which have been reported by American, European, Asian, Canadian, African, and Australian news channels and AFP, AP, writers, news agencies. So now please let's watch the news headlines.
Tonight news just moments ago, the suspect charged in Charlie Kirk's murder in court for the first time. The evidence coming in tonight, Tyler Robinson, formerly charged with aggravated murder, appearing to nod his head at times. Authorities informing him they will seek the death penalty. And tonight, for the first time, we hear what prosecutors say the suspect's mother noticed, what she said to his father. And authorities tonight revealing the text messages the suspect allegedly sent to his roommate. The suspect allegedly saying, "I had hoped to keep this secret until the day I die." And what he allegedly said when asked by his family and by that roommate why he did it. Also breaking tonight, CEO murder suspect Luigi Mangione in shackles in court. And tonight, the judge dismissing a top charge linking the killing to terrorism. What the judge is now saying and where this case now stands tonight. The fiery hearing on Capitol Hill tonight. FBI Director Kash Patel under scrutiny for his firing of FBI agents and his handling of the Jeffrey Epstein. After Patel talking about Epstein demanding answers to himself, he's pressed on the Hill tonight. Why are they keeping the rest of the files public? See tonight, no longer up the ground defending. Back to these off. 5 per hour. Tonight, former NFL great Dan Marino revealing his personal battle. Tributes pouring in tonight for a Hollywood icon. Actor has died. What's the matter with you? Writing the word to baseball classic. Tonight, Robert went for his own word when he told our about the bird and her book. Is as a federal Crowder Field. Maker and activist. Good evening and thanks for joining us. Tens of thousands of Palestinians are fleeing gates. Forced moves south. The Israeli bombs what's left of Gaza. Now, investing war has to Israel's done continuing to do. I'll say genocide happened after the genocide of 6 million Jews by Nazi Germany.
Today, broken in the eyes of the world. Gaza is a moral outrage and a legal emergency.
So Trump has arrived for his historic state visit. That is the highest diplomatic honor the country can bestow upon a foreign leader.
I don't want
say one's better than the other, but they say win your castle is the ultimate, right? So she has looked forward to being there and honoring the king and your country is a fantastic country and it'll be an honor to be there. Well, President and lavish statement, and Ellie will be there throughout the day bringing you the latest. The president is not filling all conservative as protests displayed on the castle objected online to see, and we're expecting more of something similar throughout the day. The government's partial returns deal with France and other news removed are halted. The Prime Minister is still facing security and on his decision to appoint Lord Mandelson, with Kevin Badenoch accusing the PM and his Chief of Staff of having forced through Lord Mandelson's appointment. Charlie Kirk suspect Tyler Robinson has been in court. Prosecutors say they seek the death penalty. The prime suspect in the disappearance of Madeleine McCann, Christian Bruckner, is released from prison in Germany. And in sports, congratulating Liverpool tonight. Aston Villa scored their first goal of the season, but they knocked out the Carabao Cup with penalties to Brentford. And Team Europe is for the right cup with abuse on VR headsets. We'll explain. It's a wet and windy start out there this morning. Some places will turn brighter this afternoon. Some will keep the rain. More details in the forecast coming up soon. Well, there we are, 3 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock on this Wednesday morning, the special morning special GB breakfast program today with me in London, anchoring the program, bringing you the news.
The investigation into Charlie Kirk's assassination is also in sharp focus on Capitol Hill right now. I mentioned, and here it is now, that's a live look on the left side of your screen. FBI Director Kash Patel testifying in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee in an annual oversight hearing that was scheduled before Kirk's killing. That is worth mentioning. As I know in some places this is being sold, oh, he was called up to the Hill. No, this is already on the schedule. And no doubt they're going to talk about it. Kash Patel is heaping praise on federal and local enforcement for the capture of the suspected assassin.
I also want to especially thank our colleagues in Utah, Governor's Office, DPS, and the sheriffs out there. State and local law enforcement partnership has been a cornerstone since I took over at the FBI, and it was no different here. These people worked through the night without sleep for days on end. They are to be commended. They are not to be attacked. We cannot do our job without the American public and credible reporting in the media, and that's why Tyler Robinson is in custody today, about to face charges.
Justice Correspondent David Spahn. David.
Well, here FBI Director Patel also revealed, relating to the Charlie Kirk assassination, that there were many more, in his words, than 20 participants. A 72-year-old Tyler Robinson. The Kirk is one of several he's talked about today. It's an oversight hearing, as you mentioned, previously, I should say, scheduled. It's really kind of a kitchen sink with all different topics, and at times, the FBI Director has held his own one.
Honored to be the 9th Director of FBI. I'm not
Joint Judiciary Committee Chairman Senator Grassley announced that he is a new issue that Mark's attempts return the 2020 election. From Republican and Democrat, a lack of transparency by both the FBI and Justice Department into that. Watch this.
Here is the original sit-in in the case was initially brought by Mr. Acosta back in 2006. The original case involved a very limited search warrant or set of search warrants and didn't take as much investigatory material as should have seized. If I were the FBI then, it wouldn't.
Peace talks, global health and emergencies, and Swiss policy finance.
Sarah, one of the responded.
Today, Australia and Papua New Guinea failed.
This trade integrated and press inside the country.
Premier vows to push on with the proposed AFL stadium on Hobart's waterfront. The connection recommends it not receive. When actor and director Robert Redford dies at the age of 89. Hello, Market ABC. Public counterpart failed to secure a major defence treaty. Anthony Albanese was hoping to put pen to paper in the wake of yesterday's 50th anniversary commemoration, but PNG's foreign minister says Cameron
on the show, on pageantry and protest, Donald Trump begins his state visit to the UK. President Trump is in, on Wednesday, is by the 7th. Trump flying with press for the king and a promise of a big day ahead.
He's been a friend of mine for a long time, and everybody respects him, and they love him.
As Trump lands a boost for Britain's AI industry, with some of America's largest tech companies pledging billions in investment. But there are protests too. Images of disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein are beamed onto the walls of Windsor Castle. We'll be live in Windsor this morning as the royal family prepare to welcome the US with a historic procession and flying past. Also ahead, backed by the courts, the government still to deport a single migrant back to France under its return deal. Charlie Kirk's suspected killer appears in court via video link. Prosecutors in Utah seek the death penalty. And a winning start for Arsenal and Spurs as this season.
This is and these are our top stories. Israel has intensified its offensive in northern Gaza, with the army sending forces in to seize Gaza City. Images filmed across the border in Israel show several daytime explosions that followed a night of what Gazan residents have called relentless bombardment. Israel has the city a war zone and has urged of there to the south. President Donald Trump and his wife Melania have arrived in Britain for an unprecedented six-day visit. Trump will meet with King Charles and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer. US President Donald Trump has pushed back a ban on TikTok until December. This is the fourth time Trump has delayed a potential prohibition of the controversial Chinese video sharing app in the where the app has 70 users. Now, TikTok with China.
This is Asia Now.
Hello and good afternoon. It is 12 p.m. in Singapore and Hong Kong, 9:30 a.m. in New Delhi, 11 o'clock in Jakarta. I'm Yaz Okers, and this hour, China welcomes the framework deal it's reached with U.S. trade negotiators over TikTok as President Donald Trump pushes back the deadline to keep the video sharing app available in his great Singapore second straight 11 years and and Israel launches its ground assault on Gaza City.
Africa News. The news.
Pressure is mounting around the years as the legislative elections approach. A Tanzanian court on Monday confirmed that the treason trial against opposition leader Tundu Lissu will go ahead. Is rejected appeal from Lissu to dismiss case over juror. Lissu was arrested in April. His speech said on the public objections. He has remained in prison ever since. If convicted, he could face the death penalty. The High Court's decision to allow Lissu's trial to proceed is the latest blow to the country's opposition. In April, Lissu's Chadema party, Tanzania's biggest opposition formation, was also barred from the elections. The commission by President Pina still line change and transparency, the country's second largest opposition party. Pina and Lissu's exclusion effectively leaves incumbent President Samia Suluhu and a clear ahead of the vote.
Voting has begun following the closure of elections at 14 GMT in Malawi's crucial presidential election. Current President Lazarus Chakwera is seeking a second term run against former President Peter Mutharika, with both candidates focusing on revitalizing the economy. Candidates more than half the round may be held. Approximately 3.7 million votes were cast today, despite some delays at polling stations due to issues with fingerprint readers. The Malawi until 4 president parliamentary outcomes expected by September 30th. However, some polling stations experienced delay primarily due to issues with biometric fingerprint readers. According to Reuters, issues were made for those unable to write, allowing markouts with fingerprint while others use traditional pens. Despite the situation, there were some challenges, but noting that this was successfully managed. At the launch of a national initiative aimed at combating the threat of improvised explosive devices throughout Somalia, the United Nations on Monday praised Somali authorities for this initiative and recognized it as an important step forward. This strategy is a critical step in translating existing policies into practical actions. As a ministry, we will expand and train the explosive disposal units of the Somali National Army. We will also ensure that the law enforcement agencies and intelligence teams are able to collaborate effectively, identifying and preventing explosive threats before they happen. The Mogadishu capital was coordinated by the Central Monitoring Department and saw participation from various senior officials of the federal government of Somalia and the international community.
The challenge now lies in confidence confident that with continued national resolve and with coordinated and focused support from international partners, this strategy can strengthen is committing the IED technically security.
In Somalia, IEDs caused over 1,400 casualties in 2024. The United Nations provides critical training to Somali forces to detect and dispose of these explosives, reducing risk savings.
The US President Donald Trump filed a $50 billion lawsuit against the New York Times and four of his journalists on Monday, according to court documents. The lawsuit filed in the U.S. District Court in Florida names several articles and one book written by two of the publication's journalists and published up for the election, saying they are part of a decade-long pattern by the New York Times of intentional officials reported a significant increase in we do not exact number of migrants arriving, but it seems that more will be added to the 1,139 we already have here today. A very frustrating mission. And evidence now create tensions with high authority on a large rifles Scottish pipe helps to stem flow. Real bike. Dark night. It's usually not.
Girls committed genocide, nearly 2 assaults on this strip. Earlier today, heads the commission.
Thank you for watching Amish Shakil 5858. I am Amish Shakil. I hope you will visit again. Have a good life. Bye bye.